everyone, thank you so much for coming back to my channel, and welcome to all my new subbies. I did see my numbers grow quite a bit and I'm so excited. But before we get into this video, if you haven't liked the video, please do now. If you haven't checked out my 2 previous videos, please do check them out. Also, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and don't forget to tell your friends to tell their friends to tell their friends that hey, Avery is back in the building. So today what we are going to be talking about is basically debunking hair myths, basically around natural hair. So what I've done is I've researched and looked into the different types of myths. Some of them we've heard growing up, basically things that we have been told that natural hair can't do, or your black hair can't be a part of, or else this will happen. So I'm gonna try and debunk them as much as I've experienced in my own journey. So what the first part is, it's definitely in no particular order. So the first one is that natural hair is stronger. So I looked into this other blog. It's on Bustle. It's called Summer. It's by Summer Alexis, I think. So it's that there's myths that they go through on that blog, and I was like, oh wow, this is actually quite interesting. And these are things that I've been subjected to as well, things that I believed, and I was like, oh my god, I will never do that to my hair because this is what's going to happen. And lo and behold, I tried, and we've walked that journey, and none of that has actually happened. So the first one is that natural hair is stronger. So people look at your natural hair and think, oh wow, your hair is quite strong. By strong meaning like in terms of breakage, in terms of withstanding quite a few things. But in actual fact, kinky coils aren't, they're actually delicate. They're the most delicate hair. Like I've grown to know that, in a sense that if you were to compare an Indian hair, like straight hair, and coily hair, your hair coils, so it's finer, it's more delicate, and it tends to break more. So in terms of that, yes, it is stronger. I mean, you're a strong person to even be trying to grow natural hair, but it's not that strong, but you can actually make it stronger. You can, you know, in terms of your hair regimen, how you take care of it, the products that you use as well, and how you wash your hair as well. Because it's believed that the tighter and the drier the curl or your coil, it's when it's more delicate, and that's where you need to, you know, your manipulation, how you manipulate it, how you treat it as well, comes into play into strengthening your hair. It's not to say it can't be strong. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that in terms of hair, how you treat it is how it will treat you. I hope that makes sense. So the second one is that natural hair is harder to manage. I don't know how many times I have heard this one. People are like, oh no, I don't want to grow natural hair. Oh, it looks like a lot of work. Honey, it is a lot of work. It requires a lot of patience. It requires a lot of love. Like how you would go about taking care of your relaxed hair. I mean, relaxed hair is straight, right? So you just comb it, put it in a bun, and you're out the door. But if not properly managed, you might end up having hair breakage, your hair thinning out, and all those other things. It happens as well with natural hair. It is harder to manage, I'm not going to lie to you. But if you put yourself into a routine where you know, okay, on certain days this is what I'm going to do, you dedicate a day, because that's what I would do. I dedicate a day to washing my hair every day. How I sleep, I don't just sleep with my hair out like this. I would either put it in like amagoda, I don't know what they're called in English, but anyways, it's a lot of love, tender loving care. How you would take care of your baby. If you've got a baby, you look after, you make sure that the baby's okay, right? So with your hair, that's the same thing, whether relaxed, whether natural. Taking care of your hair, looking after it is what you need to do to promote healthy hair growth, right? Okay, so the other one is that you don't have to wash your hair often. Growing up, right, when I had relaxed hair, you go to the salon, get your hair relaxed, you come back home, and the last time your hair sees water is that day that you actually relax your hair. It was believed, I believed that if ever your hair got in contact with water, it would shrink. Number one, your hair wouldn't grow, and it basically stunts its growth. You need to wash your hair. Washing your hair is basically like, it's not just for your hair, it's for your scalp as well. You end up with a lot of dandruff if you don't wash your hair as often, and your hair will thrive, it will grow, it will show you wonders. If you wash your hair as often as much as you can. Like for me, for example, I wash my hair 4 times a week. 2 weeks in the month I co-wash, 2 weeks in a month I wash with shampoo, do the whole enchilada, and I treat my hair once a month. Okay, so in terms of like washing your hair, it's I have everything written down here, don't mind me. So it's like, our hair loves moisture. Like, I don't know how many times I can preach that your hair loves moisture, especially natural hair. As much as it does not retain it, but with a proper hair care routine in terms of washing your hair, making sure your scalp is clean, making sure your hair shaft is clean, promotes growth because it opens up those pores, opens up those cuticles, and your hair will just thrive. And as much as it's a tedious process, but like I said, tender loving care. If you love your hair, it'll love you back. So hydration is your number 1 priority. Okay, so your sulfate-free shampoos, those are your best friend, honey, because those will help you to clean your hair, clean your scalp, without stripping your hair oils away as much. And once you've got that natural hair, or that particular routine on lock in terms of washing and cleaning your hair needs to be washed. You can't, no. So once you have that unlocked, you can skip a day or 2. You can skip a wash day or 2. Like, so greasing your scalp promotes hair growth. So that's point number 4. Basically, upesa. I don't know how, like, upesa. In boarding school, we loved that. That was like literally our bonding sessions. You take your hair food, and then you open your lines, and then you put your hair food in your scalp. I just feel like that. I don't do it personally, and that is a recent thing. Only because greasing your scalp a lot promotes just buildup. That buildup then blocks your pores. Your scalp is more prone to dirt. You're prone to dandruff. It's not to say that you don't do it. Personally, I don't, and it has worked wonders for me. I don't have dandruff anymore. Excuse me. It's not to say it's because of that, but it's because there are benefits to oils, right? There are benefits to oils, but if you overuse them, yeah, that's what I'm using. So if you base your hair perfect, that's wonderful, but overusing that just defeats the whole purpose, because now you've got this whole oil situation going on in your head, and that's build up and blocked pores, blocked everything. Your hair is not gonna grow, basically. And that for me has worked out very well. So you don't have to, it's not a must. If you do, keep it at a minimum, I would say. And because that literally creates too much oil on your hair, just creates a barrier, and that repels moisture. Whenever you put on your spray thingamabob or whatever moisturizer that you use, it does not actually penetrate and promote whatever it is it's promising to promote. So use them at a minimum. You don't have to grease your hair as much as you want to, like as that much. Okay, so point number 5, the 5th myth that we have heard, that I have grown up to know as well, is that braids are your most, you know, like braidings are the best protective styling. I'm not saying they're not, okay? I'm not saying they're not. All I'm saying is that it is a myth in a sense that you find that people will go the whole of winter with braids on. How they are installed as well could harm your hair. If they're too tight, you find that your hair starts to break, lose your edges, and also too much tension on your hair. Referring back to point number 1, natural hair is not that strong. So if you manipulate it or you keep it in braids for 3 months, I don't know. Also, protective styling in general helps your hair depending on what method you choose to use and how you go about it. You can put on braids, but how they're installed plays a big role in how you protect your hair, as well as if, for example, you put on your braids and you never touch your hair again, that's just a recipe for disaster. You're actually walking backwards. Taking care of those braids, having them washed often, keeping your braids on at most a minimum a month, 4 weeks, but in that 4 weeks you're taking care of your scalp. That is promoting hair growth. You are greasing your hair, but not too much. You wash your hair, you wash your braids, and you don't keep them on for long. I often hear people say, no, putting braids on helps your hair grow. Yes, it does, but how they put determines how your hair will grow. So you could end up breaking your hair, you could end up with your hair all knotted up, because I do know that with braiding, you know how when you put the braid on and then when you take it off, there's like that little glunk of dirt there. Yeah, that is the hardest thing to detangle in the history of detangling. So that will break your hair. Now imagine you've had this braiding on for 3 months, and when you take it off, your hair's shorter. So being mindful of how you actually like take care of that braiding or that protective styling that you've chosen. If it's wearing wigs, making sure your cornrows underneath are well taken care of, wearing a wig cap to protect your hair, and as well as just being there, be present, love your hair, okay? Don't abandon it just because it's winter or just because you feel like a protective style. But yeah, that's point number 5. And then point number 6, this I've heard a million times, and this I've seen people are afraid of. I'm personally also still scared of doing that. That is heat. So people believe that heat will destroy your curl pattern. Now, here's the thing. Out of all these myths, you can do all of these things, but there is a certain limit to what you can do, what you can't do, or how long you can actually do it. So for example, heat styling, I've blow dried my hair when I wanted to do like, you know, those cornrows, trying to main chic hairstyle. But yeah, those updos, like a straight up, I've blow dried my hair and my curl is still there. But it's in a sense of how much heat are you using? Are you using a protective, you know, spray, heat protector type of thing? And also, is it excessive? How much of heat? Like, for example, you go and straighten your hair, right? And they first blow dry it, yes, and then to get the knots out and everything, that's also heat. And if there's no heat protector, girl, you are going to suffer. And then they go in with the hair iron situation. Now you see them going back in. See, going over and over, that may damage your hair. But we are still here. We blow dry our hair once in a while. I don't use a lot of heat, but it's safe to say heat styling will not destroy your hair pattern, your curl pattern. Sorry, it will not destroy your curl pattern, only if you use it at a moderate. Make sure you use you protect your hair by using these heat protective products and stuff, and then, you know, thermal protection from the heat. You are good to go. So that is heat styling. So don't be scared, just make sure you don't use a lot. Your hair will bounce back. Just step into the shower, put on that conditioner, and you're good to go. So the seventh one, this one, right, it's you can repair your split ends using the right products. Okay, now I haven't personally bought anything that promises it'll protect your split ends, but looking at other people and looking at other people's experiences and through research, I've found that most products actually don't repair your split ends. No, they don't. All they do is just change their appearance, smooth them out, and then have them all sleek, and then you can't see them properly. So what I've found is that regular trims are the cure to your split ends. I am due for a trim. So a trim, don't be hung up on your length, because you're trying to maintain your length and your split ends are there just crying, be like, oh no, we can't. Because once the ends of your hair start to be malnourished or not get enough love and care, your hair will start to break, and then it's just downhill from there. So no, regular trims will save you. And it's not like a big chop or anything, it's just a little part of it being, you know, taken off. And also just taking care of your hair and all that stuff. But split ends and those products, honey, trim them. But now my biggest fear, because we live in Cape Town, is someone chopping them off. So I've been cutting my own split ends, you know, in the interim, but I'm yet to try something different. So regular trims are your best friend. Now lastly, the last myth, this is not all of them, the last myth that I have heard is natural hair doesn't grow. Where hair grows, okay? Remember your big chop? Remember when you were like, okay, I'm done, I want to start my journey? You chopped it off. Where are you now? Natural hair grows. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say, oh, if you use this, you use that, your hair will grow. Number one, we are all different. How my hair grows is different to how yours does, and the next person, your friend or whoever. Our hair grows at a certain pace. Genetics also play a very huge role in how quick your hair grows. Taking care of it is second to that. So I always say your genetics and your hair care routine will determine how much your hair grows. For some people it grows slower, and what confuses us and what puts pressure on us and you wanting to have big hair is comparing yourself. Don't compare. Walk your journey. Walk your journey. It's yours. It's your hair at the end of the day. I've hit a plateau. I feel like I've hit a plateau, but so that's where your hair grows a certain length and then you just don't see it moving. So when that happens, you switch up your hair care routine, you switch up the products that you use, you try and see if you do that, will that work, and you take it from there. But be patient. Patience, loves. Be patient with your hair. Be there for your hair. If you're there for your hair, it'll be there for you. And don't compare yourself to anybody else. We are all different. We all come from different backgrounds. We all come from different families. our genetics also play a very huge role. What you've inherited as well also plays a huge role. So we also need to consider that the next time you ask the next person, how did you grow your hair that much? So you find that what works for her may not work for you. So don't make it such a chore. It's hair. I mean, this is your crown. Love your crown. You hear a lot of quotes where you fix someone else's crown. That's what we're here for. Let's fix each other's crowns. Let's lift each other up, and don't compare yourself to the next person. Your hair is unique. We are all unique. We grow our hair differently. So if you compare, you will be stuck and you will always be frustrated with your hair. But yeah, love your hair, love yourself. But that is all for today. That is the 8 myths that I've tried to debunk, I think. Let me know what you think, and if there's any other myths that you've known and that you found to be hogwash, let us know in the comments down below. And also just remember, if you love your hair, it will love you back, trust me. But anyways, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to everyone that has liked my video once again. And I will see you in the next one, and you guys have a wonderful time, and sayonara.